Hey guys, and welcome back to the Enshrouded Biomes Rebuild guide. And last week I asked you a question, so I put it to the vote on my channel. You know, which is your favourite mid to high level biome? And I mean, out of the four, there was the Nomad Highlands, there was the Albany biome, the Kindle Wastes, and the new one, the Revelwoods Basin. Now, it should come as no surprise that the Kindle Waste was the least favourite. I mean, it's hot, it's sandy, it's you know, it's pretty hostile, to be honest. So it definitely was people's least favourite biome out of all the top ones. The Nomad Highlands was second from bottom. Again, I mean, you know, it is very sunny. I think it has a beauty all of its own. But there was only a few people that really liked the Nomad Highlands. You know, despite its own aesthetics. And yeah, second from the top, no surprise really, was the Albany biomes. I mean, it's beautiful. You know, it has a very dramatic landscape, to be honest with you. I mean, between the very sort of high-peaked mountains, the snow. I mean, it's absolutely, it's stunning. But it should come as no surprise, to be honest, that the Revelwoods Basin came as the most popular. I mean, I suspected as much. It's beautiful. The new water mechanics, you know, with it has its own sand there, and as well you have soft sand. Wow, we are spoiled. You don't just have sand, you have soft sand. Oh my goodness. So the Revelwoods Basin is very much where you just, you know, the landscape's beautiful. You want to put a lounger out and you want to enjoy that sunshine. You've got lapping water. I mean, it was no surprise that came in as top place. But today we are focusing on the Revelwoods. Now, Revelwoods came top in the vote I did for the low to mid-level biomes, and unsurprisingly, I mean, the Revelwoods is absolutely stunning. I mean, it has so many buildings, so many locations. It's a biome of towering trees, you know, rich reds, deep, you know, greens. It's dappled with sunlight cutting through the canopies. I mean, it's beautiful on the surface, but yeah, definitely layered with danger beneath it, between the boars, the scavengers, the fell. So in this rebuild guide, we're looking beyond the trees, beyond the beauty, and we're looking at what's still standing, what's worth restoring, and which ruins deserve a second chance. Welcome back to Rebuilds of Invervale. What we don't just explore these places. We look at the potential and, you know, what they could be, and, you know, whether it's worth having a base there. So let's go and have a look at our first location in the Revelwoods. So here we are at the first location, and this is Willowcrush. This is probably one of the first places you'll reach when you come to the Revelwoods. So let's have a look on the map. You can see here's Willowcrush. If we zoom out a bit, you can see that's the ancient spire of the Revelwoods, and then to the south, that's the ancient spire of the Springlands. So on your way up here, you're probably going to, you know, absolutely pass through here. I would say Willowcrush is probably one of the places you are going to go to. That's the ancient vault of the Palmer just there, because you can see there is this divide between the Springlands and the Revelwoods. Now, obviously, you know, it's probably not the only way across, but I suspect you will end up coming here to use the broken bridge in order to get across into the Revelwoods properly. So this is definitely one of the bigger project places. Now, I've already cleared out a part of this just so we can have a quick look around. But this is a marvellous place, but it is a full-on project. It has all the houses you could want. It has all the workshop space that you could want. But you're definitely not going to cover this with just a single altar unless you upgrade it to... you probably cover this with a level 4 altar. Possibly. Don't quote me on that. But as you can see, you have so much room, so much space around here. And also, you have so many ways up into this upper courtyard. Now, I don't know about you, but I can just imagine it myself. Look at this place. You have everything from sort of towers over in the corner. You can see them there. You have ramparts, you have buildings. I mean, I could see a full-on market here. I'd probably end up removing this and having a full-on market in the center, maybe a pond, some farmland. I don't know, and ringed around the edges, your workshops. Well, yeah, your workshops and your shops, potentially. I mean, but make no mistake, this would be extremely resource intensive. So you'd need a lot. You'd be harvesting a lot unless you were using a PRW. That's your choice. But if you were harvesting and playing, yeah, it's gonna take an awful lot to restore this place. And like I said, it's gonna take probably a very high upgraded altar to cover this area. I haven't tried it, I haven't done it, so I couldn't tell you specifically. The other thing is that, like all places, not only will you find a couple of quests here, but if I'm correct, I think there is there's an extensive underground network to this as well. If I can just find my way in. I don't know this place probably as well as I should. Oh wait. And I mean, let's not forget that I'm a level 41 character on this, so I'm not really finding it much of a problem, whereas obviously if you come here at the appropriate level, it's going to be an issue. Well, unless you're that good, in which case, yeah, don't worry about it. It's not going to be an issue for you. But I would suggest to most, yeah, it probably is going to be a little bit of an issue. It's nice that they put a workbench in here. I can tell you now, I can't seem to find the place, but there is an extensive crypt below here. So, as per usual, as I would say with these places, you really want to adventure around. You really want to look in every nook and cranny. Make sure you've discovered everything. Make sure you've read everything. Make sure you've pillaged and looted every chest. You know, and like I said, there are a couple of quests here as well. So if you are going to make this a major work project for you and friends or whatever, then, you know, this could be a marvelous place. But as per usual, make sure you've got everything out of it that you can. And obviously bear in mind that once you have looted and taken everything, well, yep, that's it. As soon as you lay an altar down, it's not going to respawn. And thankfully you, neither will the enemies. So that is Willowcrush. Like I said, so much potential for a town and pre-built for you, which is, you know, is the thing. I see many people build their own towns and their own villages now, and it's wonderfully creative. But if you want something that's already laid out, you already want a structure and you want to add your own creativity to something that's already in the world, then I would highly recommend Willowcrush. Hard work, but rewarding. Now, with that, let's head on to our next location. So here we are at our next location, and this is, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, Diadwin. Now, let's have a look on the map. Yeah, that behind me is a dead boar. There are actually a couple of them here, and they can climb. Despite the fact I'm on top of the building, they can actually climb. I wonder if that one's going to climb. The other one did. Oh yeah, look! Look at him! Who taught you? So, bear in mind, if you're planning on just standing on the wall and cheesing the stuff out of these boars, then, yeah, you're in for a surprise, because these little buggers can climb. Thankfully, there is a repair bench, just in case. So, anyway, before we're so rudely interrupted, this is Diadwin. Now, let's have a look on the map and hope we're not interrupted anymore. I hear another one. Okay. Okay, dinner is served. There can't be another one. Come on. I say seriously. Okay, let's take a look at the map. Now we've dealt with the piggies. So here we are. Here's Dydwin. Obviously, you can see there's a carpenter's camp nearby. Again, this is an area with quests in it. Ancient Spire of the Revelwoods is just there. Willowcrush is just down here. That gives you a general idea of where we are on the map. Now, this area, as you can see, this is, again, it's going to take some work. Every single one of these is going to take some work. But when I say this is going to take some work, I mean, yeah, it's not a big project, but there are a few buildings here. They are definitely going to need some tender, loving care. I mean, at least this one comes with a nice little coverall, just in case. You can see there is honey in abundance in this location. See, there are 2 or 3 hives here. Don't forget to loot your chests, read your notes. But as you can see, the pathway is already laid out. All you need to do is clear this rubble. And, you know, clear this rubble, he says, trying to get in. Lay a few foundations around this place. I mean, I've rebuilt this before, so, you know, I know it does take some resources, but it's actually very good. The structure's already here for you. All you've got to do is just, you know, lay it out. Yeah, few materials, rebuild it. You've already got plenty of farmland around you, you know, plenty of barns, plenty of buildings, room for NPCs. You've got clay in the area. Yeah, it's a bit muddy sometimes, but like I said, you've got clay in the area, you've got iron in the area, and hey, okay, if you know, you're not eating the piggies or anything, you know, maybe you're a vegetarian, and don't worry. There's some harvestable crops here already. So again, you can take these, you could even use these. Now, obviously, you probably can't use these straight off. So what you're probably going to end up doing is removing the mud yourself using the landscaping tool, and then putting some farmland dirt in there. Or maybe you can use them as is. Little barn over here. Again, you know, you can, once you get here and you've cleared this, you can already see the potential for this place. There's absolutely loads. You could really build here. If you extend out a little bit, I don't know, maybe that's a little watchtower you could have over there with some gates. Now, obviously, no comfort here from the beginning, so you're going to have to bring a bed. Make yourself a little spot to sleep in. But I would say this is, you know, it's a very good area. It's right here in the Revelwoods. It's a very nice spot. You know, very beautiful, lots of resources, and the building structures are already laid out for you. You got some repairing to do, but again, this place could be quite rewarding. I mean, it looks like you should just place a well right here in the centre. Like I said, plenty of potential here for any would-be rebuilder. And like I said, once you've cleared the quests of Dydwin, yeah, quite a wonderful place, quite atmospheric. Just needs a pond and some water, in my opinion. But hey, you take this place, yours to do with as you wish. Not too big, wouldn't need too much of an upgraded altar either. But the choice is yours. So, let's move on to our next location. Now here I am at an unmarked location. You know I like doing this to you. So this place, yes, unmarked location, meaning it is not marked on the map. However, I have rebuilt this place. I did a video on this. Actually, not my build necessarily, but the location is absolutely fantastic. It's right over here. So as you can see, it isn't marked on the map, it has no name, it is completely clear for you to do or call it what you wish. I've got to admit, I had my very stereotypical, I think I had my, probably had my wizard build here, I think, as a mage tower. And It's wonderful because it has some hollows, some crypts below it as well. Plenty of room for digging out if you wanted more space underground. But it holds a few secrets of its own. So you can see where we are. There's the ancient spire of the Revelwood just there. Likewise, you can see, oh no, Mark of Samoth, sorry. Where are we? So, carpentry camp, Diadwin, ancient spire of the Revelwood. Lush pastures being over there. So you can see we're just sort of, you know, southeast, really, of the ancient Revelwood spire. So that's where you are in context to the map. So, like I said, you know, I built this into a mage's tower, but I mean, really, you could do whatever you liked with this. I mean, again, location is fantastic. The view from this place is absolutely fantastic from the top of the tower. See the spire over there, but you can launch yourself from here, you know, and I wouldn't say access all areas. Obviously, that's what the spires are for, and even they don't get you all the way. However, as you can see, now that the rain has gone, the weather's cleared up. You got plenty. That's the alchemist tower over there. You can see in the shroud there. Plenty of quests there. Now, I don't think there are any quests here. Now, again, don't quote me on that. There aren't any quests at this date that I know of. However, as you can see, look, again, you know, yeah, you're gonna need repairs. This is why it's called a rebuilds. But look at this place. You know, look, you even got your own bathroom and toilet. Oh, always keep an eye out for these little secrets. But this place, yeah, absolutely marvelous. Like I said, full-on tower rebuild. You could add more floors if you wanted to make the ceiling spaces a little bit lower. Access, you can create your own balconies off of here. I mean, really, you can go to town on this. Fill this in and you've got an extra floor here. And, I mean, you've got plenty more to this. Obviously, there are residents already, so you really want to make sure that you've cleared the place out first. You can already hear the grunting and groaning. Somebody else around here. Where are you? So once you've cleared all these pesky visitors out, as you can see, you've got clear this rubble away. You're definitely gonna need to resurface this area. Don't be like that. You're really gonna need to resurface this area. But once you have done, I mean, you have got quite a bit of space around here. And if you think about all this sort of, you know, sort of green lush pastures outside, I mean, you've got plenty of room for farmland. And you've got tons of room in here as well. All right, big guy, settle down. So let's wander in here. Ooh. I think I ended up turning this into some sort of secret door or entrance down to the catacombs, if I remember correctly. But yeah, you've got tons of space. You've got absolutely tons of space. And if you're still feeling, well, yeah, I'm going to need more space than that, well, you have this entire downstairs to deal with. A few chests and a few goodies around. A little bit of loot. Farmland outside, and again, let's face it, with the aspect of having water now, you can even put a moat around this place if you so wished. Said you have a repair bench in situ. Scraps of fur. Not sure how that's helpful, but yeah, look, you have all tons of catacombs down here, which, you know, if you remove the pests and, you know, all the rabid bats, then you've got plenty of room to expand down here. And I mean, whatever experiments your mage or your necromancer or anything else is up to be fair, you know, you can keep it all down here. Alternatively, you could turn these into some absolutely beautiful underground quarters. Again, you know, you need places for your NPCs to live. Well, you got it. Materials, well, you've got plenty of that around as well. Oi, what the hell? You got to watch out for the things that bite. But like I said, plenty of scope. Plenty of things to explore. Oh, there you are, you little bugger. Yeah, plenty of scope, plenty of room to expand if you so wished. You could do all sorts with this place. I mean, you could even put water under here as well. You could have lakes, swimming pools, you know. Turn it into your very own Shroud area. Go away. Pain in my butt. And as unmarked locations go, like I said, you know, you can call this whatever you want. It doesn't really have any history to it. It doesn't have a name. And again, it's, you know, the opportunity to rebuild, the opportunity to turn this into absolutely, well, anything you wanted. You know, you know, to me it screams mage tower, but I mean, I don't know, you're in the middle of the forest. This would suit a hunter's build. I mean, it would suit a warrior's build as well. You could turn this into a castle or fortified tower. I mean, really, it lends itself to anything. It's really up to your creative imagination. Again, very low comfort level, I believe. Actually didn't check the comfort level, which might be a bit helpful. Get in shelter. Give us a comfort level. Comfort level of 8. 8, well, it's not that high, but, you know, I would recommend bring a bed. Bring a bed with you and bring some necessaries. But other than that, again, I would say this location, absolutely fantastic. You know, I would even say from, you know, from low to mid game, you know, even potentially to end game. But the choice is yours. So let's go and have a look at our next location. So here we are at our next location. So yeah, it's looking a bit empty, isn't it? Up there, the Blue Goblet Tavern. Everybody and his dog knows this location. I mean, it's probably you know, one of people's probably favourite locations. I've seen it posted about a lot. I mean, look, you've got tons of clay all the way up here. I think you've got copper, if I remember correctly, around the back of this place. That's if they haven't changed the map. I rebuilt this way back before NPCs even came out. They weren't a thing there. I seem to recall using dummy stands and putting armor on them to try and make it look like the inn was had people in it. So that's how long ago I rebuilt this, and I've seen tons of people rebuild this place. It's a fantastic place to rebuild, and that's why people keep doing it. So like I said, I think everybody and his dog knows this place. However, here it is in relation. So there's the Revelwoods Spire. As you can see, we're over to the west here. Here's the Blue Goblet Tavern. There you can see that's Diadwin that we looked at earlier. So that gives you an idea of where it is in relation to other things. So I haven't been in here yet. I haven't cleared this place out, so it's going to be fresh with critters. So what you see in many ways is very much what you get. And let's have a look around the outside. You can see this place already has, you know, pre-built wall outside. You know, all you'd have to do is repair that. You could extend any of this. It does have land around the outside. Plenty of opportunity for farmland or for growing crops. Which, let's face it, as a working tavern, you're going to want to feed your guests and your visitors, I would assume. So you know, you're going to need you know, plenty of food and plenty of good food and good drink for those visitors. See, you've got land out the back here. You might need to do a bit of landscaping. I don't know. Depends whether you like these rolling hills at the back. Definitely going to want some of that clay that's lodged in there. I think there used to be iron here back in the day, but I think they have removed that potentially now. However, obviously, once you put an altar down, these things are not going to reform anyway. Yeah. And here we have honey out the back here as well. Some resources. Oh, they placed a cave in over there. I hear the rats inside. They placed a cave here. No, but there is potential. There is potential for a cave back there. I think, if I remember rightly, if you go a little bit too far digging that way, I think I tried it. You might actually dig through to the Mark of Samoth, which is a scavenger camp. Again, don't quote me on that. Reasonably sure that you do. Yeah, you've got a will already, you know, in place for you. So let's not be impolite. Let's go through the front door. Like I said, look at this place. Absolutely fantastic. Be interested to see what the starting comfort level is. Okay. We heard rats in here. We know you're in here, you little critters. So I believe that's one of the song sheets there on the desk. So not without things to collect. So a comfort level of 15 from the moment you get in here. Look at this place. Absolutely fantastic rebuild. Fireplace going. Wonderful. So you've got plenty of room to expand here. You've got plenty of rooms to play on. Yeah, you've got your own bathroom in here. I'm only surprised that there isn't a dead guy or a dead girl sitting on the toilet. You know, Keen love to do that. For some reason, lots of people in Embervale were in bathrooms doing their business at the time. They're either taking a bath or taking something else, and then unfortunately got struck down while they were in the process. I mean, how uncomfortable is that? Here you can see we have you've got a bar already situated, so you can put your shelves and everything back here. You can put your potions, your drink, your food, especially with the new coasters and everything. I mean, this place screams tavern because, well, it is. So if you want a place to put all your NPCs, somewhere warm, somewhere friendly, somewhere nice you can come back to after... Ow. Warm and friendly, he says, as he gets bitten. It is. Once you've removed the pests that are in here already, you've got a very warm and friendly place. Look at this. Ready-made balconies. Plenty of seating space, you know, plenty of places for people to sit, laugh and dine. You can get Valerie to sing, you know, any of her bard songs, because obviously the Blackmire is just up north. Probably the player's personal private room, or, you know, I don't know, maybe an office, whatever you choose to make it. But like I said, plenty of room for expansion. Well, another balcony. And I think you could expand this place quite easily enough as well, if you wanted to. I seem to recall putting rooms out the back, along that back edge. I landscaped the back. And, yeah, I put an extra building there for NPCs and extra rooms. There wasn't quite enough room here for me. And like I said, that was before we had NPCs, so I was already placing out a welcome room at the back here because you have two nice rooms up here. Again, you can see the comfort level is still 15 up here as well. But you potentially have two rooms that you can deal with here, and obviously you have more attic space as well. So if you wanted to, you could have stairs or whatever else going up here. Just open. Feel like it should. I mean, you're not really hiding anything back there, you know. Yeah, so I have just chopped a door. I'm pretty sure that that should open. However, brute strength and ignorance, yeah, wins the day. So there's plenty of room up here for expansion. You could actually expand out a little bit here once you've looted. I'm pretty sure, I think, might be able to go out that way. But again, you've got extra room up here for whatever you wanted. Even maybe a little player space. You've got some rooms down here for your NPCs. If I remember correctly, I think they put a chest up on the roof as well. There's a very, very cheeky little chest up here somewhere, if I remember correctly. Which, maybe I do, maybe I don't. My memory's not always that great, to be perfectly honest. I can't remember how you get there as well. There's some. I was going to say, I know there is some way up here. Yep, like I said, make sure you have a look at every nook and cranny around these places. You never know where Keen have stuffed chests. They're sneaky, they're crafty, and I'm not going to lie, I love it. Now, I think, yeah, I can't remember. I think there's a tower near here as well, but it looks like even if you had a level 4 altar, I'm not sure you'd cover it. There it is, that place. So we take a quick look. Obviously, I've got one of the better gliders, so you know, you come over there at the appropriate level, and I very seriously doubt that you're going to be able to glide that far. I'm not sure, but yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. So as you can see, there's the Blue Goblet Tavern over there. Yeah, level 4 altar's not going to cover all this, but just as an optional extra, I'm not going to turn this into a video of its own. But I mean, you have this tower over here. Now, if you wanted to, you could be a little extravagant, but you know, again, mage, fighter, whatever you are, maybe this is your tower. Maybe you put a second altar over at the Blue Goblet Tavern. Maybe that's for your NPCs, and maybe this is your living space. Now, this place, well, you are really going to have to clean this out, and I think you're going to have to build something on top as well, because this is tight. I mean, sometimes tight's good, but in this situation, I'm going to go with no. Your room's going to be super small. You might just about have room for a bed. Just about have room for a bed and a side table, maybe. But it is within range of the Blue Goblet. Like I said, if you wanted to put a second altar down, you could quite easily do that. Yeah, quite easily put a second altar down. Like I said, you might have to extend the floor out a little bit on here, but you could have a player room up here. Why not? Be nice. The view, sorry, would be absolutely stunning. Just remove some of these walls, repair the ceiling, make the holes. You could have a very nice bedroom here. And look at this. You've got your very own jump-off point from up here. Oh, and a chest you can loot. So really, as an added bonus, not too bad. At the expenditure of 2 altars, you could have a tower for yourself, and yeah, the Blue Goblet Tavern for visitors and NPCs. But that's it. That's the Blue Goblet Tavern. Now, yeah, let's move on to the next location. So here we are at our next location. No, not this. Not this. I just use this to sleep the night away. Actually talking about lush pastures. So here we are. I mean, that place is nearby if you need a bed. It's a comfort level of 1. Don't recommend it. 1 star on the travel advisor. But there is a bed nearby if you so need. Now, lush pastures, one of the few farmlands here in the Revelwoods, and you know, obviously you can create your own, but for ready-made and pre-built, this farm offers quite a bit. Now, you are going to find farmers' clothing littered everywhere. You know, so make sure you dig that up first. And as you can see, there are some very hostile plants here. So you're going to need to clear these things out before you can do anything. But like I said, there is a ton of farmland. There is some buildings here already. If you just, to be fair, I'm a high enough level that I can stand this. You know, if you just stand at a distance from these things, they're not going to hit you anyway. You know, to be honest with you, I'm taking so little damage, I just don't care. So as you can see, there are quite a few of those plants here. So when you get here, be prepared for a bit of a clearance and yeah, and a little bit of a fight. You do have some buildings here already. Like I say, you are going to have to, you know, resurface the floors, most definitely. And you're going to have to do, you know, a bit of rebuilding, but hey, that's what we're here for. Now, well, that chest used to be on an upper level. I believe this building, before the update, used to have an upper level. And the chest used to be up there. Well, there you go. Due to the update, they've now moved that. Point being, you do have a structure here. You do have buildings. You have this little outhouse barn just here. I mean, there's, again, tons of room for expansion here. Absolutely tons. A small barn. And, like I said, plenty of ready-made fields. So if you're, you know, you've already got Emily, a farmer, and you've already started planting crops, you already need those buffs and everything else that's going on. Make sure you get rid of that mud. Then let's, yeah, there you go. Ooh, so farmer's shoes and farmer's top. Yep, make sure you grab it all. Plenty of farmland to use here. Like I said, there is going to be quite a bit of rebuilding, but I can already see that, you know, if you landscape around the edges, you could have quite a few more buildings in here for your NPCs and everything else. Rebuilt walls, you've got honey on tap just there. And again, you're right in the heart of the Revelwoods. So on the map, we are just here. So you can see where my arrow is, just there. And there's the ancient spire of the Revelwoods, so we're just southeast. As you can see, it's just up from that unmarked tower was down here somewhere. Where are we? No, that's Fort Kelvin. So yeah, the unmarked tower was down here somewhere. It's just before the Alchemist Tower. So as you can see, you're pretty. Again, for the Revelwoods, you know, you kind of centralized area. You've got plenty of resources around you, and like I said, you've got ready-made farmland here. And once you've removed everything, really, you're not going to have too many problems. I believe you've also got some. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, farmer's trousers. Yeah, I think there's some. We got some pre-built. They used to have some little pre-built crop plots. Guess they've moved those since the update. But even so, this area already comes equipped with stuff. So that's this is the last of it. Probably just the one pre-built crop plot then. But never mind, you've got plenty of space there to grow. Pre-made roads as well. So I think this location, again, for a rebuild, if you need plenty of space for farming, this is going to be a place to be and a place to rebuild. Lush pastures. So let's move on to our next location. And here I am at our next location, and this is Thornhold. Now, I haven't cleared this out, so before things get really freaky and everything comes out of the corners and out of the woodwork, let's have a look where we are on the map. So, ancient spire of the Revelwoods. As you can see, I am just down here. You'll come to Thornhold anyway. I think there are a couple of quest markers here. Potentially also find one of the pet dogs here as well. If they haven't changed that quest, that is. We're a little way from Lush Pastures, which is the one I showed. And we're over here. This is quite a large scavenger encampment. So if you're planning on taking this place, you know, come with attitude and definitely come equipped. So let's hop down again. You know, I'm level 41, so I haven't really got to worry too much about this stuff. But if you're coming here at the appropriate level, you know, it's going to be a problem. Come on then. The barrel, not the dog. My goodness, could I be any worse at this? As I said, haven't cleared this out. There are tons of scavengers here, plenty of metal scraps and stuff, plenty of buildings as well. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely fantastic for buildings surrounding. Again, you've got like a miniature town here. And yeah, okay, you're gonna have to spend like I said, if you're gonna come here, come with attitude, come equipped. Make sure you've got everything you need to clear this place, for crying out loud. Because once you have cleared this place, as you can see, look at this. Lovely cobbled road, cobbled street here. You've got almost like a little crossroads, which is basically what this is. Come on then. Can I hear that cry? Who let the dogs out? Apparently I did. And then of course, matey boy up there. Plenty of room. You've got plenty of buildings around here. So not only do you have this barn, you know, you've got plenty of scope for putting a second floor up there. I mean, if you want to roleplay, you've still got cages there as well. You know, you've got places for prisoners that you capture. You've got plenty of buildings in this place. Up here, you've got your sort of, you know, inner circle. I mean, you've got a couple of tents. There's plenty of space for you and your NPCs, to be perfectly honest. And plenty of scope for rebuilding. You could actually, you know, basically you could have a second level to this place. This is another house that's just, you know, begging to be built at the top here. Could add to this. Now, I doubt the comfort level here is pretty good. However, like I said, you've got a few buildings, and one place that screams sleep here is this place. Now, this looks like it probably was the Crossroads Inn or Tavern. Let's see, what starting level comfort do you get? Starting level of 14 from the looks of it. Nice little tavern area already. Downstairs, yeah, it looks like it most definitely was a bedroom. So from the looks of it, you're going to have to bring your own bed. But we're talking about a comfort level of 15 from the start. Right from the very start. Everything in there, little fire there. And the location of this place, you're not too far from, is it the Fawn Song? I think it's Fawn Song Frontier, if I remember correctly. And that place is pretty close by. So you wanna go and attack a matron mother. You know, you get metal scraps and everything. You can go there. And you have your own little climbing frames around here too. Isn't that cute? die so dramatically, don't they? The point of the matter is, you've got all of this, so you have several buildings that you can rebuild, reproduce, turn into homes and places. Plenty of scope for building moors, and with all this territory around you, you've got plenty of room again for, you know, farmland or whatever you wanted to do with it. You put towers outside this place. You could have a fully armed and fully fortified town right at your fingertips here. You want to put a moat around it? You can do that now with the water. Everything else. The starting comfort level really isn't bad. There are some quests leading here as always, so again, make sure you check. Other than that, this is Stronghold, and this I would definitely consider rebuilding. Okay, let's take a look at the next location. So in the next location, you can see that is Stronghold behind me. I am currently facing north. So let's follow this road. We are heading to our next location. It's an unmarked point on the map. Now, this is Thornsong Frontier, but we don't actually want to go in there. We want to head this way, straight across from it. We want to go round, and we are looking for this path. There we go. Yep, bringing home the bacon. Right, heading down this path. And again, I will show you where this place is on the map, but again, it is another unmarked, unnamed location. However, facing the bane of the Revelwoods. Pause. So this is the location. It is actually an unnamed location. It has clearly no name. It is not marked on the map. However, there was, I think, in the community, this is affectionately known as the Green Dragon Inn. There was a player, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, who found this location rebuilt here, and I believe it's affectionately known as the Green Dragon Tavern. I think it was at the time, if I recall reading, it was when everybody was building hobbit holes and everything else, and that player decided to go along with the Lord of the Rings theme and called it the Green Dragon Tavern. However, this is unnamed and unmarked on the map. And yeah, this is again a lovely build spot. Look at this, you're right between sort of two cliff faces here. It's nicely enclosed. You could gate this area off quite nicely. You've got, again, plenty of farmland to use. It's actually on its way to, not keen on the residents, to be perfectly honest. You're going to need to deal with those. But yeah, it's on its way to Pikemead. If you follow this road and continue heading north through the Shroud, you'll eventually reach Pikemead, the capital. Tons of quests there. Absolutely tons of quests. So, you know, it really does. I say this puts you in the centre of things. It really does. There we go. Let's get rid of you before you attack. Now, I believe these are the only critters here, in actual fact. So if you make it this far, you know, it's really not bad. Remove the spiders, get rid of those, and you're perfectly fine. Again, I think you could quite easily extend out the back here. Yes, you would be going into the cliff face. However, yeah, big deal. But you could expand, you could make more room. You could quite easily turn this into a guest house for NPCs, a barn, whatever you required, whatever you needed, really, whatever your creativity allows. Like I said, plenty of land outside. You could expand the inn. You could have farmland. You know, a nice little pond by the side of the inn. Sound of water, you know, as you're sitting there eating your dinner. Or even just as a stop off as an outpost, really. And let's take a look inside. You know, we walk inside and immediately the comfort level is 10. Again, you know, loot and things around. You could quite easily open this place up a bit, I think. Make a lot more of it. You can see back door that's just been smashed. Let's open that up. Again, you've got plenty of room out here. You could expand the inn outwards, out the back here if you wish to. Even again, you know, digging into that cliff face there, it's no obstacle. Thankfully, Keen have made it so that we can dig wherever we like, expand where we like. It's marvellous. Have a nice little tavern area here. Oh look, this is already fit for a double door. Remove that table, put some double doors in. That'd be fantastic. In here. Again, we're smashing the doors, and as you can see in here, small bathroom area. Personally, I'd probably remove that and open this up and have that all as one big room, but hey, again, it's up to you, the player, the Flameborn, your creativity, your ideas. Again, there is actually a little space under here. I'd probably turn it into a little storage area. If you're going to roleplay or anything else, that would probably be a place where I'd put boxes and chests and stuff like that. Up here, you can see I would definitely get rid of that tree. That tree is blooming annoying with its leaves and branches poking through. I'm all for nature, but hey, get out of my house. You can see a little bit of rebuilding work to do here. Up here we have a comfort level of 12. I'm sure if you put a fire in the fireplace, you could up that just slightly, even from the get-go, right from the beginning. So yeah, comfort level of 12. Again, you're going to need to bring a bed because it's unfortunate that we can't actually sleep on these bunk beds. These bunk beds are brilliant. If only Keen had made it so we could. However, I suppose it would pose a problem for NPCs because obviously, you know, Keen do very well with NPC pathing, but I do think getting an NPC to path correctly and maybe climb on the top bunk is probably asking a little bit too much. But it's a shame. If we could just use the bunk beds, that would be marvellous, and potentially, you know, that way you could have 2 beds for the space of 1. Of course, you're actually going to find putting beds underneath this sloping roof extremely difficult because I don't think you can put beds under a sloping roof. I have tried. You can't have them flush against the wall. But there you go. Yeah, this is the unnamed location, or affectionately, the Green Dragon Tavern. So it has its own balcony and there. That's better. No more tree poking through. You could even have a balcony area up there. It's marvellous. Like I said, there's so much scope for this place. It's absolutely fantastic. And again, you know, it really does lend itself to a tavern, but you could turn it into whatever you wanted to turn it into. Again, I'd probably put a door in there and have a balcony out onto that top ledge of the tavern entrance area. Definitely. You'd have to do some major work. Yeah. I mean, you could definitely get a door in there, but it would take some work. However, yeah, this is this unnamed location, Green Dragon Tavern, right in the heart of things. And like I said I would, it's over here on the map. I've placed a marker, but as you can see, that is the Thornsong Frontier. That's Thornhold, where we just ran from, all the way up to Thornsong, then went east. And if we draw further out, you can see it is furthest east from the ancient spire Revelwood. You're probably not going to be gliding here unless you've got a really, really good glider. I think I've got the legendary one, the top glider. I'm not sure that I could glide here. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. I did glide to Thornhold, so I suppose it's possible. Not tried it. And as you can see, you know, Pike Mead right up the road. Making this really, you know, a great location. So this is the last location on the list, and I hope you've enjoyed having a look at the Revelwoods with me. The Revelwoods is an incredibly beautiful area, especially for a low to mid-level area. The greens, the reds of the trees. I mean, I can see why this is probably people's one of the most popular places to build. You add water to this place, and it could be incredibly calming. And incredibly good. The amount of materials and everything around it, the Black Mire to the north. I mean, yeah. It's not quite access all areas, but pretty damn close. And next on our hit list will be the Nomad Highlands. So I hope you enjoyed what you see. I hope you, maybe got some ideas from the locations, for your own rebuilds, what you'd like to build. And maybe you didn't know about all of these places. I think it unlikely, but yeah. Maybe you didn't know about all of these places, and maybe it's introduced you to a few. And if you are a new player, it just shows you the scope of buildings that you could rebuild. But with that, if you like what you see, please do hit the like button. It'd be very much appreciated. And if you'd like to see more, please do subscribe for more Enshrouded content, whether it's building, biome rebuilds, or anything like that. Obviously, you'll be notified when the videos come out. But other than that, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, I hope you're doing well. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.